Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here this morning for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. We start with this. Savannah police are investigating an early morning shooting. This was the scene at Carver Heights just a couple of hours ago. Around 4:20 this morning, SPD responded to a shooting near Blunn Avenue and Cubage Street. A man was taken to the hospital with injuries. Stick with us throughout the day as we learn more on this developing story. And we have new details after state lawmakers approved a bill allowing residents to sue local governments over ordinances, and Savannah's mayor is now weighing in. The city of Savannah passed a gun ordinance back in 2024. The law punishes people who leave their loaded guns in an unlocked car. Mayor Van Johnson says the city saw a 30% drop in gun thefts since that ordinance was introduced. When asked if cities should have more flexibility than the state when dealing with local crime trends, he said that lawmakers don't always see the realities city leaders face when it comes to gun violence.
Instead of looking at it from a 30,000-foot view, looks at it from the eyes of people like me in cities who go to crime scenes where we see guns that have been acquired illegally, or suicides where guns have been acquired illegally, or little kids who shoot themselves or bring guns to school from guns that have been acquired illegally.
The bill allows anyone cited under the ordinance to sue the city within a year of citation. The legislation now heads to Governor Brian Kemp. In the meantime, Mayor Johnson says he's reviewing the city options for a Plan B. Well, national ICE operations are now getting the attention of lawmakers right here in the state of Georgia. Democrats are rolling out bills limiting how the agency could operate in the Peach State. But as State House reporter Abby Kasoris explains, Republicans have largely dismissed those concerns.
No ICE! No ICE! No murders! No murders! No murders!
They stepped to the Georgia Capitol filled with lawmakers, advocates, and families holding signs and demanding change. Among the crowd, Mildred Pierre, holding a photo of her husband, Rodney Taylor, currently in ICE custody at Stewart Detention Center.
The gentlemen did not have any markings on their bulletproof vests. It was scary because they all had their guns, and my kids were in the car.
Pierre says officers arrived in unmarked vehicles, most wearing masks. She says they took her husband into custody without a warrant, leaving her children terrified.
We have PTSD as a result.
Lawmakers here pointed to a recent incident in Minneapolis where ICE agents fatally shot a local woman, an event that's drawn national scrutiny and renewed calls for oversight.
Repeat after me. No ICE! No ICE! No ICE!
Their proposals would require ICE agents to identify themselves, restrict National Guard deployment without state approval, make ICE agents liable, and restrict enforcement in sensitive locations.
To end the terror. To end the fear.
Less than 2 hours later, Republican Senate leaders took the same steps, pushing back.
ICE agents, like any other law enforcement agency, they can already be exposed to civil liability if they should do an action that is in violation of a law. As far as wearing of tactical gear, whether it be a mask, a helmet, or anything else, that is a decision made based case by case, and the supervisors make those determinations. Not a group of legislators sitting in an air-conditioned and heated room in the middle of Atlanta.
Abby Kasoris, Atlanta News First.
All right, well, staying at the State House, a bill to restrict what you can buy with SNAP benefits has now been proposed. The proposal looks to keep, quote, low nutrient, high sugar, and artificially sweetened foods out of grocery carts. It would only let you buy a certain amount of things like soda, juice, and energy drinks. Similar changes went into effect January 1st across 5 other states. Now, this bill would also require SNAP recipients to recertify every 12 months around their birthday. Roughly 1 in 8 Georgians use the SNAP program. Back here on the coast, Bryan County leaders heard from supporters of a major nickel refinery. Westwind Elements says it's considering Richmond Hill as a potential site for their new refinery. Few details were presented to county leaders during yesterday's commission meeting. The project wasn't even on the agenda. But supporters used the public comment period to present the commission with a petition with more than 3,000 signatures in support of the project. They shared that the project will have a positive impact on the local economy and workforce, adding 800 jobs over 7 years.
I'm very much in support of Westman Elements. I think that there's a future there. I think there's a future there for my son. I think that there's a future there with the community. There are untold opportunities for internships and co-op partnerships.
So for me and my perspective, all I would ask is the county, and perhaps even in cooperation with the city, to take a second look.
County leaders say they want more time to research the plan since it wasn't on the agenda last night. Commissioners shared a few concerns like pending lawsuits and national security. They hope to cover the topic more thoroughly at another meeting. In the Palmetto State, yesterday was day one of South Carolina's new legislative session. State lawmakers returned to Columbia, launching their 2026 agendas, taking on really a range of issues, and abortion laws are already at center stage at the State House. Our State House reporter Stephen Biddix explains two proposed bills that would drastically alter reproductive rights in South Carolina.
South Carolina's heartbeat law has been in effect since 2023, but on day one of the 2026 legislative session, some lawmakers are already proposing another full abortion ban.
It is equal protection's premise that murdering anyone should be illegal for everyone.
Lawmakers proposed a new abortion ban on the first day of South Carolina's legislative session. It grants civil and criminal protections to an unborn child at any stage of development. The bill allows one exception if the mother's life is at risk. Representative Rob Harris of Spartanburg supports the newly filed bill.
Clearly, life begins at conception and should be protected from that point on. In 2023, the legislature and governor revised the heartbeat law, which simply regulates abortion.
If abortion would have been legally deemed murder in my state of Texas, I would have never put my body on that table. And neither would any of you women.
Opponents say another abortion bill is no surprise, and it's their body, so their choice.
What I heard today was a lot of misinformation about who gets abortions, why they get abortions, and under what circumstances women should get the death penalty.
The same group of lawmakers wants to outlaw medical abortions using medication like mifepristone. Senate Republican leadership has recently said these pills are a concern and could get involved.
We must end the innocent murder of the preborn, and if we do, there's hope.
Those who oppose these bans argue these medications and procedures are safe.
Medication abortion is safe. It's been around for 25 years. Having an abortion is safe.
Lawmakers will hold a 2-hour hearing tomorrow at noon, with each bill getting 1 hour of that time. Reporting from the State House, I'm Stephen Biddix.
Well, early voting is now underway for a special election in McIntosh County over a zoning ordinance that would impact Sapelo Island. You may recall county leaders changed the zoning rules so bigger houses could be built in the hog hammock community. Gullah Geechee people are concerned the change would price them out of their homes and impact the area's history. They gained enough signatures to force a countywide vote or a referendum to throw out the new rule. Early voting will be held today, tomorrow, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The special election will also be held on Tuesday. All polls will be open Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. In sports news now, a familiar face has returned to Flowery Branch. Falcons legend Matt Ryan was introduced as the team's president of football yesterday. The former NFL MVP and franchise quarterback is moving to the front office, taking on this new role, which is focused on setting the direction for the organization.
It's helping us win, and winning the right way with the right people. My role and my responsibility in that is different than it was during my time here before.
Ryan's first steps as president of football will be helping the team find a new general manager and head coach. Those two will report straight to him. And in high school sports, there's more controversy surrounding the Gainesville High School football program this morning. The Georgia High School Association has stripped the school of its Class 5A state runner-up title. The school confirms it used an ineligible player during its semifinal win over Rome, Georgia last month. Gainesville says the student entered the game in the fourth quarter when the Red Elephants had a big lead, calling it a miscommunication. The player was technically approved to be on the team, but not for postseason play. On top of vacating its appearance in the state championship game, the school will also face a fine. They faced a slew of suspensions during an on-field brawl. You can see on your screen right now during a game with Brunswick High School earlier during the postseason.
We are photographers.
Well, there was a very excited crowd in downtown Savannah last night. They're cheering on the newly named contestants for Brightside Advocacy during Dancing with Savannah Stars. The annual event is getting a rebrand this year to Savannah's Got Talent to include a little more than just dancing.
This is our largest fundraiser of the year. It's what we raise over $200,000 every year to support children in foster care in Chatham County. So that's why this fundraiser is so important. And we love seeing our community come together, fundraise, and also just have a blast.
And one of the contestants representing WTOC is our very own Low Country reporter, Aaron Dixon. The big show is in May. Tickets are on sale now, and they go quickly. That'll be at Victory North in Savannah. And I'm sure he's okay with me saying this. I talked with Aaron yesterday about his role in this competition. He says he's got a choir background, but not much of a dancer. He will be competing as a dancer, though, so I'm excited to see. He's already hired a coach and stuff, so he's getting into it. He's really going to dedicate himself over the next couple months to learning a nice dance routine for this show. So very excited to see that. All right, and with that, we are going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. We appreciate y'all making us part of your morning. We'll be back in just about 45 minutes for another round of stories and a look at your first alert forecast. We'll bring in Andrew Gorton for that. I think it is, as of when I last checked, it is still raining in parts of Savannah. We are expecting some midday showers as well and some more potential rains for throughout the day. So Andrew will be coming on to break all that down and telling us how long we should expect those showers to last. So stick around for that. And in the meantime, you can always head on over to our website to catch the latest updates at WTOC.com. Thanks for watching, and here's Local News Live.